able to use this to help somebody else, you know? And so, don't be afraid of the failure, just keep pushing forward, right? Slow and steady wins the race here, right? This is not a sprint. This is a marathon, right? And the people that just keep going, keep trugging along and just don't give up, those are the ones that are going to be successful, you know? So I just wanted to leave you with that today. And I think that it really, is the perfect quote, especially when, we're talking about, referrals, right? And, I think referrals is not just, people's friends and family, but, especially if you're out there in the field, like knocking on neighbors' doors, that's kind of like a referral, you know? And so, I know that it's uncomfortable to start doing those kinds of things because it's unfamiliar. You're not good at it yet. It feels awkward. But until you start doing it, you're not going to get good at it. Right. So I think that that's a perfect quote for, what we're going to go over today. So, all right. So referrals. So the one reason why I see that people don't ask for referrals is often because of fear of failure, right? Fear of rejection, fear of getting told no, right? Fear will stop you. And a lot of us don't grow in life because we won't overcome our fears. You can't say that you're all in if you aren't sharing senior life with everyone you come in contact with, right? So you can't say you're all in, you believe in senior life if you're not sharing this product with every single person that you come in contact with, right? For me, like I really believe in the product. I believe in senior life. I believe in legacy because I've seen it work in my clients' lives, right? I've, had a lot of clients pass away and I've seen legacy step in and help out, right? With people that didn't have, any insurance, their friends and family that didn't have any insurance, right? And so, I had that belief is there for me, even in my own family, my grandmother passed away and, legacy stepped in and negotiated the cost for my family and ended up saving us like $4,000 on her cremation. So like, I believe in this and I think everybody should have it. Even people that have insurance, I'm like, that's wonderful that you have insurance, but you don't have this, right? No company in the country offers this, and in my voice, when I talk about legacy and I talk about senior life, like I'm like super enthusiastic. Like I believe it. I have that conviction there. And so I transfer that to other people, and that's super important, right? Especially, when you're asking for referrals or, you're knocking at a neighbor's door, like, people buy you, right? And people, when you're talking about something, people are like, man, this person's excited. This girl's excited, right? I want to hear what she's talking about, and you have to have that conviction, right? So, I want to talk a little bit about, if you're buying leads, right? There is literally no cost, right? If you ask for referrals and you actually utilize the referrals and call them and make some sales. To me, leads don't cost. The leads pay for themselves. When I was out there in the field, there were weeks where I didn't overcome my lead balance, and my lead balance was always like $1,000 a week. And there were some weeks where I didn't overcome my lead balance. So instead of complaining or saying, oh, well, it's this, or the leads are bad or whatever, I came up with a solution. I'm like, well, you know what? So our system, right, says that you get 20 leads a week and you do 15 presentations. Okay. Guys, just getting 20 leads a week is not going to get you 15 presentations, right? You may have 10 of them where the person's not home or whatever the case may be, right? So 20 leads a week is not going to get you 15 presentations. So how else are you going to get in those presentations? Referrals, talking to neighbors, right? Maximizing those two things, that's going to get you doing more presentations, right? And not focusing on the results of that, but just putting in the action, right? Just simply putting in the action and putting that into the marketplace, right? It's like the law of compensation. What you put out there will come back to you. Just simply putting in that action is going to yield you the results. So, I have agents that call me all the time about, not being able to overcome their lead balance or like lead cost or whatever. Guys, that's not even an issue if you're getting referrals and you're utilizing, and you're also prospecting. You know what I mean? Because a referral, it's a free lead. If you close 2 to 3 referrals every week, that pays for your leads and everything else is profit, right? So you should never complain about, lead cost or, your lead balance or whatever. Take that problem and come up with a solution, and look, I'm a lead junkie. Like I love leads. I think they're amazing. Like I'm on Leads the Way. Like I'm like an addict, right? I'm just like constantly buying leads. Like I believe in the lead system, but also, I believe in the referral system as well. There was a point in time when I was out there in the field where, they called me the neighbor whisperer, and the referral generator, because I was closing more neighbors and referrals than I was even closing leads. I put so much energy and focus into that, like that became my bread and butter, which, and it's amazing, so like, just to kind of tell y'all a little story. So I was actually at a lead's house, and while I was there, I was signing him up, right? And I was like, there was like 5 other people in this house. I'm like, hey, like, do y'all want to see what you guys qualify for? Like let's see what you qualify for. I'll get you a free quote, right? And so I signed that guy up, and then I signed up like 4 other people in the house just by getting them involved, right? Seeing what they qualify for. Because I heard them listening like the whole time as I was going over everything with him, right? So at the end, I was like, Andre, who do you know that we could bless with this program? He was like, man, my mom, my mom, my sister, like my cousin, like he started naming all these people. And I was like, okay, awesome. So here's a paper, here's a pen, write down their names and their phone numbers, right? If anybody gets a policy, I will give you a $25 Visa gift card. And this guy's on Social Security, like low income, right? And I'm like, I know you want to make that money, right? And he was like, yeah, girl. So, and like, I made it fun. I'm like, okay, come on, let's call these people. So like, I had him like setting appointments for me, right? And so the next night I went to his cousin's house, right? She had like 15 people like living in her house, right? We signed them all up. Okay. So then, it was like his cousin, his other cousin. So I ended up literally writing like 50 policies from this one person. He still calls me and gives me referrals. Okay. Because he wants his little $25. All right. And I'll give it to him. I'm willing to help him out. Right. So in doing that, right, I think 3 months after I wrote one of his family members a policy, I think it was like his grandmother, 4 of her grandchildren passed away. Okay. So they were all on her legacy membership. None of them had insurance. These 4 grandchildren. And so we got Legacy involved. Legacy contacted the funeral home. The funeral home was trying to charge him like, I think $10,000 for the funeral. And so Legacy was able to negotiate the funeral cost down to $3,500 for the funeral expenses. Right. And so, and then also, so this was like 1 week that this happened, right? And I saw Legacy work, and these were referrals, right? Then I think it was like his niece or something a couple months later got murdered, right? And she actually had a policy with me, right? So that was an accidental death, right? Legacy was able to help out that family, right? And so, I'm telling this story because if I would have never opened my mouth, right, to share what we do with as many people as possible, these families wouldn't have been helped. They would have been left with nothing, right? And that's the reason, I know for me, why I asked for referrals, right? I had another lady in Baton Rouge. I was training one of my agents one day, right? And I really show out when I'm training people. So I got like 12 referrals from this lady, a list, right? Names and numbers. So I start contacting, all these people. I think I probably closed 8 out of the 12. Okay. So I talked to, I think it was her sister, like on a Friday. The policy issued like on Tuesday, right? And the lady died like Thursday. Perfectly healthy, right? Had insurance, but she was like, I'm going to cancel that. I think this is way better. I told her, look, don't cancel it yet. Let's make sure everything goes through, Well, she ended up going to the hospital, right? And then became unresponsive. And she was able to be covered with Senior Life and Legacy, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, and, there's been times like when I first started asking for referrals, right, where I would just ask for the referrals and like not even call them, so I was like putting in the action, but I wasn't really like utilizing them, and then I think I was like training somebody one day, and, I did what I said. I'm like, hey, look, let's call one of these people right now. I went over to the house, closed the lady. I got her to give me a list of referrals, called somebody on the list, closed that person. I was like, just going house to house, closing referrals. I was like, man, this works, right? And that's what happens. Like when you actually implement the stuff that we're telling you on these calls and you put it into action, guys, I guarantee you're going to get the results like every single time. It may not be right away, but it's going to happen. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be sharing this if it didn't work, So I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I have so much stuff that I want to talk about. So, I kind of talked about it last time when we were on the call, but how I ask for referrals, definitely when I get to the Legacy, members, I say, Miss Jones, I know that you feel like Legacy is a blessing, right? She's like, absolutely. Okay. So the good thing about your membership is it's kind of like a Costco membership, right? It doesn't just cover you, but it also, covers up to 4 other family members. Okay. So I just need 4 names and numbers of some people that you think could benefit from the Legacy discounts, and we'll give you $100 credit towards all of your merchandise. Okay, so I get the names and numbers there, right? And then at the end, I also say, Miss Jones, I just need another 4 family members that even if they have insurance, they definitely don't have Legacy. So I definitely want to go over the information with them, see if this is something that they could benefit from. Okay, so we can use your 2 beneficiaries, right? James and John. Who's some other family members that could benefit, and I'm just like pulling stuff out of them. It's very rare that I don't get the referrals. Like I tell them I need 4 names and numbers. Like I don't even ask. I need 4 names and numbers of people that we can bless with this program. And like, I'll share my stories of, the instances where, Legacy was able to help out, family members. And they're like, man, that's amazing. I'm like, I know, right? You don't want any of your family members to miss out on something like that. So, I don't even ask. I just tell them, hey, I need 4 referrals, names and numbers. People do what you tell them to. That's what I found. Also too, so that's how I ask for referrals. I, especially like on the phone or when you're in the house, hey, who of these people would be home right now? So we can call them on 3-way, or we can call them so I can introduce myself, because, people don't answer numbers they don't know nowadays. I don't want her to think I'm some, crazy telemarketer. So let's get her on the phone, introduce me, and, we'll go from there. Right. And that works every single time, and even if everybody's at work or something like that, that's fine. But, you definitely want to do that, and call that person immediately after you hang up the phone with the customer, or drive over to that person's house immediately. That's when it works the best, when you do it instantly. Right. Same thing with, knocking on neighbors' doors. And I wish I was still out in the field and I could utilize that, because, it's just amazing. So what I say is, hey, I'm Bianca with the Senior Care Plan. How are you doing today? Great. So a few of your neighbors in the area have actually enrolled in one of our cash benefit program to help cover final expenses. Have you received your card in the mail? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, you haven't? Well, you definitely should have gotten one of these. So right now is our open enrollment period, and we're trying to see what we can get people qualified for in this area. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes to go over the information. May I come in? And actually take a step forward, like I'm going into the house, right? And typically they let me in, right? Even if they say, whatever it is that they tell me, like same thing like with a client, right? Throw me some rebuttals, try to overcome it. At least I'll leave them my business card. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll call me, right? I'm just trying to talk to as many people as possible. I'm trying to get out of obscurity, right? And I'm trying to share Senior Life and Legacy with everybody that I come in contact with. And I'll post my script in Telegram that I use for, knocking on neighbors' doors, and just utilize that. So let's do some role play. Let's see. Who wants to volunteer?
Hi.
Who's this? Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see your face. Okay. So guys, I just gave everybody the opportunity to role play with somebody that's a top agent. Closed mouths don't get fed. So thank you, Jennifer. That's why you're a winner, right? Okay, so I'll be the agent. Who's that?
Okay, let them role play.
Who's that? Who wants to role play?
I want to role play.
Okay, is that Gladiator?
It's Michelle.
Michelle. Hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is my first time role playing, so.
Awesome. Well, you're amazing. You're a winner.
Thank you.
Okay, so you be the client, right? I'll be the agent, and just kind of give me a little bit of resistance at the end when I'm asking you for referrals.
Okay.
So Miss Michelle, do you feel like what you did here today was a good decision?
Absolutely. Absolutely. To take the pressure off my family. Absolutely.
Okay. And do you understand all the benefits of Senior Life and Legacy?
Yes, I understand. You explained it very well.
Okay, awesome. And do you feel like what we did here today was truly a blessing?
Most definitely. Most
Okay.
definitely. At least I know I don't have to pass the hat if I pass away.
Okay. So wonderful. So Miss Michelle, I just need 4 names of some friends or some family members that we could also bless with this program. Okay, here's a pen, here's a piece of paper, just write down their names and their numbers, and we could try to bless them with these benefits.
Man, family and friends. Oh boy. I don't know if I like to give out people's numbers. Can I reach out to them first and get their permission to give out their numbers to you?
No, you definitely can. You definitely can. You can reach out to them first, but I just need their names and their phone numbers, right? So remember, you know, this is a blessing for them. Even if they already have insurance, right? They don't have legacy. Okay. And legacy, you know, I believe in it. It's helped, you know, my family. It's helped a lot of my clients, right? And I'm not going to hassle them, right? I'm just going to call them, you know, let them know that you enrolled in our program and see if this would be something that they would be interested in, right? It's definitely better to have the information than to not, right? So I just need 4 names of some friends and some family members that we could bless.
Let me think about this.
So we got your 2 beneficiaries, Jamie.
Definitely the 2 beneficiaries. You can reach out to 2 beneficiaries, Sean and Abby.
Sean and Abby.
Also Jamie.
And Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, oh man, one more, right? One more. That's all I have to give you now. One more.
One
right?
more. One more. Who do you go to lunch with? Who do you go to church with? Like, I know you know somebody we could bless with
boy.
these benefits.
Yeah, but you know them those church folks, man, they don't. I don't know. They just like passing that hat. I'm gonna give you my aunt. I'm gonna give you my aunt because I know she can give you an in to other places. And her
Awesome.
name is Doris.
Doris. Okay. All right. So I got their phone numbers right here. Okay.
Mhm.
So Miss
Mhm.
Michelle, which of these people, right, would be home right
Mhm.
now that we could call and you could introduce me to? You know, because people don't really answer numbers they don't know, and I don't want them to think I'm some, you know, crazy telemarketer. So who
I
would be
would
home?
say Doris. I would
Which
say
one?
Doris.
Doris?
Doris.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just get her on the phone. You can introduce me. Like I said, you know, I'll try to go over there and see if we can get her some protection. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Pretty simple, guys. Easy peasy. Okay. So we got 2 minutes. So you be the agent. I'll be the client. Okay.
Me?
Yeah. Ask for some referrals.
Oh, oh boy. Alrighty. Remind me of your name again?
Bianca.
Bianca, right. So Miss Bianca, do you think that, do you understand what we did here today? Do you have any questions about it? Do you have any, doubts? Are you fully aware of what you did today?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that what we did today would help other people in any way at all?
Absolutely.
So if we want to share this today as a blessing with other people, will you be willing to provide at least 4 referrals to me that we can bless other people what you found out about this legacy and what we do for people and how we help families?
I don't know if I'm willing. I mean, are you going to like call them and bother them?
So I can make this easy for you, Miss Bianca. We have your 2 referral beneficiaries right here on the legacy program right here. That's 2 already. And what we can do is that we can do a simple phone call. So if you can give me 2 more names, just 2 more out of your family, friends, where you work, who you hang out with, people that you know will trust what you say and you're credible. And we can let's have 2 of those people and we can make a quick phone call to introduce me.
Okay, so I guess since I do think this is a blessing, right, and it can't hurt, my aunt, and I guess you can probably call my mom.
Okay, so we have 2 names already in the legacy program. We have Michelle and Sheldon. What's your aunt's name?
Sarah.
And mom?
Julie.
Julie. So which one do you think will be home right now that we can do a quick introduction so they know that I'm to expect my call?
We could probably call my mom.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you.
Awesome. Great
Easy
job, Michelle.
peasy.
You
Thank
did
you.
wonderful. You sound amazing. So you're doing
Thank
a lot
you.
better than you
Thank
think. So
I
guys,
guess so, yes.
this is simple, right? If you're struggling with this, reach out to your manager, role play, become a master at asking for referrals and prospecting, right? Everybody have a great day. Let's help some people today. Let's help some families. Let's get some referrals. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a
Bianca.
great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca.
Well
Thank you,
done.
Bianca. Have a great day.
Thanks, Bianca.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.